Hello everyone, it's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, coming to you today with a video all about spirit animals. This is a topic I think you'll really enjoy it, and they can bring you incredible messages and guidance and wisdom, and they've been a really big part of my awakening journey. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you and making it something that can be a larger part of your awakening and the guidance that you get from the universe. So we're going to get into today, we're going to talk about what spirit animals actually are and how they can guide you forward with their wisdom and their messages. Spirit animals, let's talk about what they really are. In a nutshell, spirit animals are messengers. They are messengers from the universe, from your guides, from spirit, whatever name you want to give that. They are the messengers that are there to kind of cause you to take note of a particular sign, a particular message. They make sure that it stands out enough that you're going to really get the message that you're meant to get, which is really fantastic. Now for me, spirit animals have been a really big part of my awakening journey. It all began before I even knew anything about spirit animals. When my awakening began, I remember that I one day was outside walking around and I felt this incredible presence above me. It was like a real energetic power that I felt, and I looked up into the sky and this huge heron flew right overhead, flew right over, and I was like, whoa, what is that? It wasn't just about looking at a bird, looking up and seeing a bird. It was like, oh my god, the power that kind of emanated off the energy that I felt as it flew overhead was like really arresting. I was like, oh my god, what is that? And it had this real impact on me. There was more to it than just looking up and seeing a bird fly overhead, even though I'd never seen a heron in real life ever before, ever. So I knew something was up, but I still wasn't sure what it was. And then the next day, I went out, and again, I was out walking to my car, look up, and this heron flies overhead again, right? And I'm like, what are the odds of that? That's too bizarre. That's just too strange. This powerful, powerful energy. I was like, what is that? Third day, out I go, flies overhead again. And these are all in different areas, different places. I think one day I was at the park, one day I was out driving. Incredible. Flew overhead, and I was like, right, something's going on. I'd seen this 3 times now, and I remember telling, my friends, my family, and I'm like, do you know I've seen a heron like 3 times? Like, what is that? And everyone's kind of going, okay, Kel, like, okay. And then I went out, the 4th day, I looked out of my window in my home, and I saw this huge heron fly over, and I was like, okay, something's up here, this means something. And that was when I really started my journey with spirit animals and what they mean. And when I looked it up, the message that I was getting was that it was not only a new beginning, it was very much about a new start, but it was also about the fact that I was getting messages from above. It really meant that it was a symbol that I was going to be getting more messages, and I felt the power of that, and I knew there was something deeply meaningful about the fact that I had seen these herons. It really meant a lot to me. And it started a journey of, when things were going on in my life or when I needed guidance, I would see a spirit animal and it'd be like, what is this? So spirit animals, like I said, are messengers. They're going to give you guidance and wisdom from the universe about things you need to watch out for, things that may be coming up, what to do, how to think for your highest and best good. And also they might represent some traits that you have. So you might find that there's an animal that shows up for you continuously, and you recognise that there is a similarity in the traits that show up for that animal and the traits that show up for you. So as an example, I went through a phase of seeing deer everywhere. Deer kept coming up, and it was like, what is this thing about deer? And it was because a deer really is the full embodiment of an empath in their power. They're very sensitive. They pick up cues from the universe, from the world around them. They're very aware of their environment. They're deeply sensitive. Really lovely, lovely animals. They can be gentle, but they can also defend themselves. So it's like you need to look at what's really showing up for you every time these animals kind of crop up, which is really awesome. But spirit animals can show up in your life in many different ways. So you might notice that a spirit animal is something that shows up in your real life. So they are real things, okay? We're not talking about you think you saw something flying through the sky and it's not there. Maybe it is and we don't know, but I don't think that's the case. They're real animals that kind of spirit or the universe uses their presence just to bring an energy to you, to give you a message, okay? So they are real life. So you might find that they show up in real life. So like me, I look up into the sky, I see a heron flying overhead. that might be a thing. For others, it might be that you see something showing up in the media all the time. Maybe you see it on TV. Maybe you notice the animal in a cartoon. Maybe you know, someone comes in with a little teddy or a toy and you're like, there's that animal again. It starts showing up in different places, like objects, and it could also be in your dreams or your visions when you're meditating, things like that show up. These are all ways that the spirit animals come to you to give you their message. Let me know if you found out what meaning it was and if it really resonated with you, because that's just so exciting. It's fantastic. Also, remember to click below to be notified whenever we go live and to see all the new videos that we put up as well. We want to share these with you, and of course I need you guys all to be there, otherwise it's just me talking to myself about spirituality, which I usually do. So you guys have a good day, take care, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.